Yowzer!
Wow.
Look at us, Jackie.
You look good, honey.
We're not in our jacuzzi. Have you noticed?
I've noticed.
I do miss it. I do want to be in the jacuzzi, but this is pretty cool what we're about to do, isn't it?
It is pretty cool, guys.
What the hell is going on? Well, guess what? This is what's happening. I don't know if you can read that thing above us, but it's the Jimbo and Jackie Show, third time's a charm.
Yay.
She'll be playing Jackie on the show.
Yes, I will.
I'll be the Jimbo portion of the show. But what's kind of cool, some of you may remember, some of you maybe are clueless. I used to be on the radio.
You did?
Yeah.
Dang, honey.
Yeah, that's right. I used to have a show for a couple decades in the Inland Empire, Southern California. A lot of people of you know that. Some of you don't, but we're going to educate you on how you can be part of our show.
It's going to be great.
Yep, basically what's happening is the Jimbo and Jackie Show is dropping Mayday, 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 May 1st.
Woohoo!
Now, how do you get it? Do you even know?
All the formats.
All
That's
the
what I'm hearing.
formats.
All the formats.
Did you know, I didn't even know this, but we got like a team of like young people that are way into this. I've never even listened to a
I
podcast.
haven't either, beautiful.
And here we are, we're doing one. How the hell do you do that?
We do
I'm
it.
sure Tom Brady watched football before he played football.
You think you did?
I think Mike Trout maybe watched a little baseball before he did baseball. But we're doing a podcast without knowing how the hell do you do a podcast?
Flying by the seat of our pants, beautiful.
That's what we're going to do. You need a little water, don't
Yes,
you, baby?
I
You're a little
do.
choked up with
Yep.
excitement. Go ahead. Guzzle on something. Because we got a lot of things to
Guzzle on
tell you.
something.
Here's the thing, my friends. A lot of you have been kind of watching us on our Facebook page. A lot of our awesome friends have listened to the radio show that I used to be a part
A
of.
lot.
You'd be on it a lot, too.
I love listening to you, beautiful.
Oh,
And
me
when
too.
you- and
We have
when
that in common. I
Yeah.
love listening to me,
yes,
too.
You do. And when you got fired, I felt a little guilty because I still got to hear your sweet voice every morning.
Oh.
I did. I felt a little guilty.
Not many people say that, I bet. Sweet
That's
voice.
not true.
This is a sweet voice?
You got the sweetest voice.
But once again, if you're just joining us, we are here to announce that the Jimbo and Jackie Show
Yes, third time's a charm.
is going to be dropping on all formats. It's going to be a
May 1st.
podcast May 1st.
May 1st, baby.
So you're like going, oh, but I listen to iTunes. That's one of the formats, people.
And it is.
Facebook. That's one of the formats.
YouTube.
Instagram,
Yes.
Spotify, Google Play, all the formats basically. And one day I'll figure out, I'll be able to rattle off all of them.
Right? I
But-
think there's like 30.
That's what they said. I didn't even
had
know
no
that.
idea.
That's crazy. May 1st, we want you to follow it. You can find it. All you got to do is go to @the Jimbo and Jackie Show, and you're going to be able to follow us and then like us, and we're going to be able to do a lot of stuff
Yes.
that I couldn't do on the radio.
Exactly. And I'm really hoping that none of you tell my children where I'm at.
That's right.
Just
Yeah.
don't tell them.
It's a podcast, and we found out that I could say and do a lot of things with Jackie on a podcast that we couldn't do on the radio.
That we can't do in our own bedroom.
No, well,
I'm kidding.
I like where you're going with
I
this.
kid.
But people are probably thinking, okay, Jimbo and Jackie Show sounds fun. What's going to be some of the things we're going to do?
Tell us, beautiful.
Well, believe it or not, like my hair, our show is semi-organized. Soak it in, people. I call it, if Elvis was ugly, there he is. That's what he would look like. But basically, let me show you all something here.
Look how organized we are.
Look at that. See that? What the hell is that? Well, that is basically
Organization.
a map to our debauchery. That's right. We're going to be violating your ear holes on a weekly basis, and you're going to be part of the show, too.
It's going to be great.
So what is the show? Well, we'll get a little rundown of what happens on the Jimbo and Jackie Show, which drops May 1st. Very excited to be a part of this at Reamp Studios in Tustin.
Woohoo!
And, for example, we always start the show off because we want to celebrate life. The Jimbo and Jackie Show wants to embrace it and celebrate it.
We do that, don't we, baby?
Yes, we do. We want it to be the most positive podcast, entertainment, high energy on a weekly basis, and talking about some of the fun stuff that people who are on their third marriage basically encounter.
Exactly.
That's where the third time is a charm comes in, because Jackie's been married 3 times. Jimbo's been married
3 times.
But We got it right this
Who's
time.
counting?
Yeah. But basically, when we celebrate and kick off the show, we're always going to have a little drink that we invented called what?
Yes, the Shamsky people.
What's a Shamsky, gorgeous?
A little shot of J. Raleigh whiskey.
Yeah.
And finish it off with champagne.
That's right. Or any other whiskey that wants to be a part of this fine show, the Jimbo and Jackie show. So we get that. We get a little loosey-goosey.
Or goosey-loosey.
Yeah, and like to get goosey with your Lucy. That's true. And then we do something called the weekly highs and lows.
Yes.
You may have remembered that a little bit kind of from the radio show.
Yeah.
But we talk about what happened that was kind of fun and something that was kind of crappy.
Yeah, exactly.
And then we do something called the field trip.
Oh, these are fun.
Jackie and I, we like to go out and about, and we'll film stuff out on different locations, and then we'll bring it back because remember how excited you got when you got to go on a field trip in grade school?
Exactly.
Your mom would make you, she'd give you the leftover pizza, or she'd mash down your peanut butter and jelly in the tin foil, and then she'd wrap that can of Coke up in about 3 or 4 different layers to keep it as cold as possible by the time.
My poor kids, I never did that.
You didn't do that for field trips?
No.
Uh-oh. That explains some things. And then one of the segments that we like to do is called
50 and 5.
What'd you say?
I know.
You can say that on a podcast.
Can you believe it?
Say it again.
Can you say it on Facebook too?
Well, you did.
Oh, 50
so yeah,
and 5.
I think so. Yeah. Basically, this is where we talk about something that's affected us because as we get older, we want to embrace it. And we want you to know that you are not alone. Jimbo and Jackie will be there for you.
You sing so pretty.
Thank you, liar. And then we like to look back in life because that's what old people do.
Yeah.
This week in the history of our relationship, we do stuff like that.
Oh, that's a fun one.
And some of you, if you've hung out with us, you may be part of our history.
Yes.
Because we have priors, don't we?
Yes, we do.
Yeah. And then we got something that Jackie loves to have. It's usually like the halftime of the show. It's called Burp Wars.
Oh, I love it. I'm a good belcher, guys.
She is a
Who
queen.
knew?
And we got a little prop that we like to do on the show when we invite you to do it while you're listening
Yeah.
to the show. Except, unless you're in your car. Because the cops can be a little bit judgy when it comes to drinking in the vehicle. So we don't want you to have to worry about that. But we shambong, we
Yeah.
let it rip. And then Jackie goes into a southern saying.
Oh, you love that part, don't you?
I
baby?
do. That's on the Jimbo and Jackie show, which drops May 1st.
May 1st, baby.
All formats. So any way you want, we're going to be violating your ear hole. You're an iTuner? Bam, we're in your ear hole. You a YouTuber? Bam, we're up in that.
Oh, my God. Download us, guys.
Getting up there and dirty. Yeah, start the fun now because we got things leading up to it. And then we got lists. We do 3 things where we talk about a different subject and we do our top 3 list,
Yes.
Some people do top 10 lists. We're not that organized.
No, we're not.
We do top 3s.
Yeah.
And then one of my favorites is I got a buddy who does public radio and he gave me a list of the top 84 things they cannot say on the radio.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, but guess what?
We can say them here.
Yeah, you guessed right. We can say it and spray it all we want. That's what happens when you do a podcast. Something we've never listened to.
Are we
Ever.
going to change that?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe we just listen to ours and this way we can say, oh, I listened to a podcast.
There you go.
By the way, dropping May 1st, the Jimbo and Jackie show. All formats. And then we got a couple other things. And just say this one. This one is funny to me.
Tit or tot?
That's another word you can't say on the air.
You
can't say tot.
Or tit.
Yeah, there you go. I was kidding. I was just testing it.
Tit, tit,
I was
tit.
seeing. But basically, that's a Jimbo and Jackie show. 3rd time's a charm. We're going to do a weekly show. Set that down right there. And basically, we're doing a lot of cool stuff. We're going to be out and about. We're even talking. Check this out. Check this out.
What,
We're
baby?
talking about doing our own little party called a kegger.
Oh, my God.
Yeah!
You in heaven, baby.
I am in heaven. Go ahead, pinch me. Ah, there we go. Yowzer, we're excited about this because I love being on the radio. I love violating your ear holes. And now, I'm in complete love, and lust
Oh,
with the idea of doing a podcast show because we could do all the stuff that
oh, my God.
we wanted to do. I don't have to have a weekly meeting with some guy that's older than my grandpa and say, Jimbo,
To relate to your audience, you must do this.
No. None of that happens. We're going to let you talk about this show. We're going to let you be part of the show. We want you to have as much influence on us as I had on Jackie on our first date.
Oh, you had all the influence on me.
That's right, baby. Poor girl.
Beautiful thing.
What'd you wait? 3 hours and 23 minutes before you gave it up?
Oh.
We'll talk about that on our podcast.
Wow.
May 1st, it's dropping,
May
people.
1st, guys.
We are so excited. Podcasts are heard of their future.
They are.
Can you believe it?
I can't believe it, baby.
I feel like I finally have a future.
I think you finally found your place.
We're moving on, and we want you to move on with us. Follow us, like us, share us
Like.
on all formats. When's it dropping, gorgeous?
May 1st.
Mayday. That's right. The Jimbo and Jackie Show. Third time's a charm. Be a part of the hilarity, okay? We got to go. We got something to do, and we want you to be a part of it. So, all right, this is Jackie.
This is Jimbo.
And we're on the Jimbo and Jackie Show. Third time's a charm. Dropping May 1st.